Hi everybody, it's Audrey. Thanks for joining me for day 5 of the Summer Scrapping Series. I can't believe we're on day 5 already. Today's guest is Laura Whitaker. Laura and I have been scrappy friends for a very long time online. She does amazing pages and sketches and tutorials and all kinds of things, so please go check out her channel below. I think you'll absolutely love her style and her videos too. So I am starting with this cut file from the Just Nick store, and it is called like Waves background or something. And I first traced it and then unselected the high pass filter, filled it all in, and then got this image, and I'm stretching it out. So there's kind of like a line down the middle of this whole thing. The whole image, so I just wanted the 1/2, so I stretched it out across my 12 by 12 background, and then I used the little scalpel tool to slice off the left hand side that I didn't want, and then I just fit it to my page. And I'm going to kind of use those waves as my background. This file is called Lake Life, and it has some scripty words and some fun waves on it as well. And so I am going to copy and trace that and copy it in my on my background to kind of get an idea of the size. And then I'm also going to add in here, I want the word life because I want the title of my page to be Lake Life as well. So I was looking for a specific file that I thought said the word life already printed up in it, or written up. So instead I just went ahead and used this scripty font, also from the Just Nick store. Again, selected the trace area, unclicked the high pass filter, and now I'm just selecting each of the individual letters I want to spell the word life, and I'm going to delete all the rest of them. And for this word life, I want to weld it together. So right now I'm making each letter a compound path, and what I'm doing there is making the like the inside of the letter E and the inside of the letter L and the inside of the loops of the F's. I'm making that part of the letter so that it doesn't get lost when you weld it together. So those are all welded, and I have cut out my background, and I'm really liking this so far. So my intention was to fill some of these open spaces with pattern paper, and then fill the rest in with white cardstock. And as I was going through my stash, I saw this Soleil collection from Basic Gray, and I really love this collection. This is a couple years old, but I'm pretty sure some designers from Sassafras last designed this, which was an old company if you're not familiar with them. Very eclectic, very whimsical designs, and like I said, I'm pretty sure some Sassafras last designers did this collection. So I started with this kind of periwinkle purple color along the bottom, and I'm going to speed up this whole thing. I am going to show you how I add in my papers to this entire page, but I'm showing you because of my process along the way. Okay, so my thought is I'm going to start with kind of this darkish purple and kind of move up to a little bit of aqua and then pink, and then I wanted to end with a bright yellow at the top. My photo is going to go in the top left corner. So I'm going through my stash, and I'm using some more of these Basic Gray papers. I pulled out that polka dot paper there. That's an old Echo Park paper. I think it's from the line that was called Creative Agenda. And I noticed as I was going along, well, first of all, I found that anchor paper as I was going through, and I'm like, oh yes, I have to absolutely add in that anchor paper to get my nautical little bit in there to go along with my theme. The other aqua paper there with the kind of the diamonds on it, that's also Echo Park, a totally different line. So I was just going through all of my stash and pulling out things. And then I thought, you know what, some of this purple would be really pretty. So I add in a little bit of this lighter purple, and it is a floral print, so the florals with the anchors, whatever. I added this dark purple paper in, and I put it on there, and then I realized after I got it on there that I felt it was a little bit too dark, and it wasn't exactly the look I was going through. I also thought that the pattern itself was a little too busy for my photo, because again, I wanted to highlight my photo. So I went through I pulled out a few other things and putting my photo on there. Yep, I don't like that too much. So let me switch it up. I'm going to go with something a little bit more subtle, another kind of floral print that has a little bit of purple, but this purple kind of turns into a slight coral. And then I add this other piece on top that is kind of a coralish color, coral-like color. And then this wood grain that's kind of a coral yellowish color. And that helps me, so basically this whole process is just helping me blend my colors all together. I'm going to use that bright yellow for the top and kind of that dark mustard yellow there to kind of blend between the bright yellow paper and the coral paper. And that is pretty much how I added all these papers on. I love this effect. Not what I was originally planning on doing, but I absolutely love how these colors came out and just, you know, it's almost kind of like an ombre effect as you work from the bottom up. So it came out just like, well, not just like I wanted, but better than I expected. So that's always a bonus because that doesn't ever really happen that much to me. So now I'm going through the die cut pack that goes with this collection, and I really wanted to use some of the, there were like some like hibiscus shaped flowers on the sticker sheet, and I thought there were some in the die cut pack, but there was only one kind of purple flower. And I'm just pulling out a few other bits that I think are going to go along with the page, and things I'm not going to use I'm kind of sticking off over there to the right. And I'm just going to start layering some things here. I do go through, I'm thinking whether or not I want to like keep the embellishments that, like with the colors of the background. So do I want to put all of my kind of coral looking embellishments over the coral areas of the background and the yellow embellishments over the yellowish areas, and you know, et cetera, et cetera. And I kind of keep with that idea. There are a few places where I, you know, add in something else. For example, like that dark coral I just added in there, that darkish pink color I just added in, but I wanted a little bit of contrast. I think that helps the photo stick off the page a little bit more. I added in that little pink banner there, but I ended up changing that because I felt it brought in another color, and it was a little too bright for the kind of the subtle colors of the background. So I am going to take that off. But there's so many great little things on in this whole collection that I could have used. So I was going through the sticker sheet and I saw these cute little waves. I'm like, oh, maybe I can incorporate those in somehow. So I just ripped the sticker and I just stick a few of these waves in a few spots down at the bottom in kind of the coral and aqua area. And I love what that adds. A little bit of interest there, tucked under those die cut waves. So because I had that little kind of coral piece to the right, I wanted to add another little coral piece to the left. So I added a little hibiscus stickers from the sticker sheet. It's a border sticker, but I just cut a little bit off. And the little saying relax is perfect for my photo. So then I thought maybe kind of to go along, well, I went through my stash, and so off camera I went through a whole bunch of other die cut packs and other collections, and I was specifically looking for other collections with kind of like these hibiscus shaped flowers. And I came across this one. It's a Dear Lizzie one from last year or the year before. I can't remember the name of it. But it had a couple flowers in it, and I ended up using one. But it had the green leaves in it too, and I thought they were kind of pretty. But I added the leaves in, and I wasn't thrilled about having the green in there too. I like it now looking at it on the screen, but I'm still happy with the way my page ended up. But I think the green was a little too much. So I didn't need to add another color in. So I'm just going to stick with the colors that I have. The little sunshine, the top is from a Simple Stories sticker sheet, and some of the flowers on this sticker sheet also match the colors very well. So I pulled a few of those off and kind of just stick them around there. So the little flowers, because they were only subtle little bits, I added some yellow and coral ones down to the bottom as well, just to kind of pull that in down at the bottom of the page. So I also found this Oasis die cut pack, and I thought I have a way to satisfy my need for leaves, but not have them be green. And in this Oasis die cut pack, there are some gold foiled leaves, kind of these tropical leaves shape, which seem to be very popular this year. are those tropical leaf shapes. So I stuck those under my photo, and they're just what I needed. They're so pretty. I love the gold. So to balance the gold around my photo, I am going to cut my title and use gold foil. I used some Thermal Web foam adhesive. So it is a double-sided foam, and I am cutting it up there on my silhouette. And I am using a double cut with a very deep thickness, I think a 33 centimeter, or yeah, 33, and like I said, a double cut and a very slow speed. And my title is going to say Lake Life, like you saw earlier in the video that I showed you from the using the Silhouette software. So I kind of glued my things around my photo where I had them because I liked the arrangement, and I knew I wanted to add some mist and some stitching on my background. So I am going through with a couple different color mists here. This is a really old one, glimmer mist. It's called Fall Breeze, and it's really close to a periwinkle. However, when it dries, you see more of the shimmer, the gold shimmer in it than you do the periwinkle, but whatever. It's still pretty, picks up some of the gold. And then I added some teal, I'm sorry, not teal, sea foam, Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and some coral, and another yellow. So here is the foam that has been cut, and it did not cut all the way through the back sheet of adhesive, which is fine because the letters are still completely cut through the foam. But what I decided to do is leave it right on the background, and I peeled off the top layers of just where my letters are, the top layer of protective paper, and now I'm just rubbing over with the gold foil, and look at how beautiful that is. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I love how that came out. And I'm going to do the same thing here with the life, although this font for the word life was very kind of skinny, and some of the foam ripped between the letters, which is fine because I'll stick it on and you won't be able to tell. So I'm kind of trying to do a little, minor surgery here on my letters to make sure that they don't rip too much. So I did the same thing, pulled off the top layer of the protective paper and just rubbing over it. So this is a very easy way to add foil. Thermal Web has some great products that you can use to add foil, and you don't need to have a laminator or any special, any special equipment, just these adhesive sheets and some foil. So you can see I have stitched around some of the borders. Well, actually, I stitched in every single section where there's pattern paper, and I tried to match my thread to the color of the background paper there. And I'm going to add a layer of the mixed media lightweight sheets behind my photo just to kind of soften the edges up from the background a little bit, because I don't mat this photo on anything, so I don't use any pattern paper to mat it. I didn't need any more pattern papers. I had plenty of patterns on here. I folded up those gold leaves a little bit to give a little bit of layers there, just a little dimension on my, I felt it was a little flat, so I had a little dimension there. Under my photo. Unfortunately, my video decided to quit because my phone was full and I couldn't record anymore, and I thought I was recording. So I only got this last little bit here of me adding the title, and there's my finished page. So the only really thing I did was add the title there, the gold title that you saw me foil earlier. And that's it. And I added some of the flowers around with some pop dots and a little label and my journaling. So thank you so much for joining me for day 5. Be sure to check out Laura Whitaker's YouTube channel and see what she made for today. And I will see you tomorrow for day 6. Thank you so much for being here, and stay scrappy, my friends.